Hello everybody, it's Bloba coming at you with another Kindred Fates related video. This time I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind off and on a little bit, which is how Kindred Fates could go about handling matchmaking in the future. This video is not particularly aimed at the alpha, but I expect that they'll be doing a bunch of changes to matchmaking all throughout the alpha, and I don't expect it's a priority right now. But I just thought I'd get the ideas out there while I still had them relatively fresh in my mind. The most simple way I can put it is I'm heavily inspired by the ideas of League of Legends style rankings with, going from Iron all the way up to Grandmaster with Silver and Gold and, all the other things in between. League of Legends is the only game to do this, and probably not the first game to do it either. I'm not sure what the first game would be, but it's the one I'm most familiar with. A couple of others, to give you good examples, would be Overwatch or Rocket League, something like that, or a couple I know off the top of my head, that also use this matchmaking system to a decent effect, in my opinion. So to basically break it down, the way it works in League of Legends is you go from Iron through all of Gold is the average player. That ranges to basically 90% of the player base. Then the skilled players are Platinum to like mid-diamond tier, and each of these tiers go through about 4 tiers. So you'd have Platinum 4, 3, 2, 1, etc. And this would go from all of Platinum to Diamond 3. That's like the top 90 to 99.5% of players. Then you have Diamond 2 up to Challenger, which is way up there in the tiers. They're the top 0.5% players, and then on top of that, you have the Pro tier, which is the top 4 Pro regions. I think this could be interesting to see implemented into Kindred Fates, because more so than any other game, I think that player skill plays a huge role in Kindred Fates. I mean, I've played not a ton of fighting games, but a decent bit, and player skill obviously means a ton there, but in Kindred Fates, it's like I say that, using Pexan as an example, who was the winner of the tournament, if he fights somebody who has even been playing the game for like, let's say, a month, then they'll stand essentially no chance against them. Like, I've been playing the game literally since day one, and I have a hard time against them. So, player skill in here is a huge thing. Like, I'll fight people sometimes who are roughly at my skill level, and it will be on nail biter like every single time, so it's not a fluke. And not many other games are quite like that. So if Kindred Fates can capitalize on that and put you against people who are very close to your skill, obviously maybe slightly above or slightly below, but very close, then you could get some serious nail biters going on. And I think that is one of the beautiful things about Kindred Fates, is how those nail biter matches seem to happen with quite a bit of frequency. And then the next idea I wanted to go to past this, just, the ranks and all, and those different tiers are cool and all, but one thing I don't think I've seen implemented in the game, if you guys know of a game that has implemented this, feel free to comment it below, but having different ranks for different kinfolk. This doesn't need to be a huge difference, because the general basic skills will carry over. So let's say that I have been playing Ember for a lot, just tons of wins with Ember on my team. And then I switch over to a team without Ember, and let's say I replace him with Mekid, and say I've essentially never, or maybe literally never played Mekid before. And if I'm like a Diamond 2 with Mekid, with Ember, that would put me in the top 0.5%. But if I've never played Mekid in my life, I'm probably not going to be able to be up there fighting people in the top 0.5% with a brand spanking new kinfolk I've never played before. Or even if I have played them but lost like 10 games in a row with them, I wouldn't be at that level, but I still would be with Ember. So my idea is maybe they could drop you down a league. Like if you are a diamond 2, maybe you become a platinum 2. If you have a kinfolk who has significantly less time, they could obviously tweak what the meaning of significantly less time played on that kinfolk is. I think that could be a relatively fair way of saying you're still fighting people fairly close to your skill at the game overall, but might have a better chance against them because you're better at the game than them, but you're bad at the kinfolk you're playing. Also, this could help you dodge certain things where players lose on purpose to lower their rank and stuff like that, because that they could just go and play other kinfolk that they are less familiar with and have a lower rank on those kinfolk, so they could play more casual games with a different team. They could have like a hardcore PvP team and then more of a casual PvP team that they play for fun. And stuff like that could be really interesting, and like I said, I don't think I've seen any game do that before. So if Kindred could find some way to incorporate that in there, that'd be really fun, especially with over 150 kinfolk are going to be in the final game. You're not going to be able to master every single one, so it'd be nice to be able to play these weird off-meta kinfolk that you might have never played before, and then just have them in the background at a lower rank than your main team. And then lastly, I want to wrap things up with something that I think is fairly obvious, but I thought would be worth mentioning and maybe elaborating on a little bit, which is having different ranks for 1v1 and 2v2 games. We don't know what other game modes there's going to be, but there could also be different rankings for them depending on just how many game modes Kindred decides to put in, but we'll just be focusing on 1v1 and 2v2. I think that 1v1 and 2v2s will have a almost completely different skill set. The fundamentals will still be there, knowing animations, knowing what to dodge, etc., will still be there, but the strategy will be almost like a different game entirely. You could either do it simply and say you have a completely and utterly separate rank for your 1v1 and 2v2, or you could say that your rank is pseudo-tied, and like if you're really good at 1v1, you'd cut your rank in half for 2v2 to just count for those fundamentals existing, so you don't go against complete and utter noobs when you play 2v2. Or you could just do it completely separate. Whatever SkyMill thinks would work better with that, that might be something interesting to test and see how the matchmaking actually plays. But 2v2 is not going to be coming for a while, probably not until beta, so that's a good ways off. But overall, these were the ideas I wanted to talk about, I wanted to cover when it came to matchmaking within Kindred Fates. I think this could be very nice and rewarding and just add some more fun to the game. As of right now, the current numbers system isn't bad, but you have certain people like Paxan who get really good, and he basically broke the leaderboards from being undefeated before, so the numbers can feel kind of meaningless at a certain point. And I think that if there's an upper ceiling to it, and Paxan just becomes Grandmaster of the world eventually, then it might have more impact than saying he has 7,000 player score. But that's all I wanted to say. If you have any ideas of your own, feel free to comment them down below. This is my Tamer Bloba, signing off. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye, and God bless. See you all next time. Bye-bye.